Bandidos, are you thinking about adjusting your weapon attributes? Let me stop you right there before you dive into what's probably the most expensive, grind-heavy mechanic I've ever seen in a game. Welcome to another thrilling episode of The First Descendant. I'm Tux, and with me as always is Tito, who is running late as usual.
I'm coming. Don't get your panties in a wad. Tito, ready for action.
There you are. What are you wearing?
What, this? It's my First Descendant battle suit, of course. But it's a little snug around the midriff, I admit.
Tito, do you really need to be wearing that getup? We're here to talk about the First Descendant weapon optimization system. And is the sombrero really necessary?
Necessary? It's essential. How else will I keep the sun out of my eyes?
All right. Adjusting your weapon stats might seem like the key to perfecting your build. It could also end up being your worst nightmare. We're talking endless grinding, countless resources burned, and quite possibly a strong urge to uninstall. But don't worry, I'm here to help you navigate this madness without breaking the bank or your spirit.
Tux makes it exciting!
All right, here's the deal. You pick your weapon, select which attributes you want to reroll, and maybe lock in some of your favorites. Sounds simple, right? Well, hold on to your gold. The base cost, 5,000 in gold and one fine adjustment control access. Just for a single roll with 0 locked attributes. And here's the kicker. Unless you've got the luck of a lottery winner, you're not getting all the stats you need in one shot. Nope. The goal is to lock in your good rolls as you go, but that's when the cost skyrockets. I'm sure you know by now there are 3 stat rarities: blue for standard, purple for rare, and gold for ultimate. We all want gold attributes, obviously, but RNG isn't your friend here, and the more attributes you lock in, the harder and more expensive it becomes to land that perfect setup. You quickly find yourself in the same place as most endgame players, stuck with 3 great stats and 1 remaining roll that just won't hit the mark. Why? Because the final reroll costs a jaw-dropping 100,000 gold and 20 fine adjustment control access per roll. Yeah, we're talking some serious financial damage here. But don't take my word for it. Let's break down the numbers. It's about to get crazy.
Let's do this!
Okay, here's the brutal math behind weapon adjustments. So 1 fine adjustment control access costs you 15,000 in gold and 100 high precision exchange components, something you don't think about very often. So if you're aiming for that final roll, you'll need 20 access, which equals 300,000 in gold, just for the access alone, and another 100,000 gold to roll the dice. That's the cost of the workbench. And boom, you're burning 400,000 gold and 2,000 high precision exchange components per attempt.
There's that word again.
Still with me? Let's put this into perspective. I've got 1,542 fine adjustment control access in my inventory. This is a big number. That's equivalent to 23.1 million in gold and 154,200 high precision exchange components.
There it is again.
And my total gold in the bank, 101,346,267. Seems like a lot, right? Well, let's see how far that really goes. I'm working on my Thunder Cage SMG. 2 stats need adjusting. So I'm rolling at 5 access and 25,000 gold per try. That's 75,000 gold and 500 high precision exchange components for each roll. That's our equivalence, or the true cost of this process. So after 22 rolls, I finally hit an ultimate electric attack. Total cost, 550,000 in gold, and the total including the access parts used is 2.2 million gold equivalents, plus 11,000 high precision exchange components. Let me say that again, 2.2 million gold equivalents, plus 11,000 high precision exchange components. And guess what? It's about to get worse. Now that I'm locking in electric attack, the cost jumps to 100,000 gold and 20 access per roll. Over 38 rolls later, I spent 15.2 million in gold and 76,000 high precision exchange components just for a single stat. 15.2 million. Okay, hold on. I know there's that dude in the back of the room who's about to say it. So go ahead, let's have it.
You don't understand how RNG works.
Okay, I'll stop you right there. Yes, this is RNG based, and sometimes we're lucky and sometimes we're not. But it's no small coincidence that a huge portion of the player base is at the exact same place on most of their weapons, if not all of them. Weapons with one stat still in progress, and that can be a very critical stat for their build. Here's my piercing light sniper. I need 2 stats to change, and I want ultimate rarity for damage to Colossus and firearm damage. 2 very important stats. So I have 672 fine adjustment control access left and just shy of 97 million in gold. So wish me luck.
Good luck.
Okay, I went until I ran out of resources. I only got one of the 2 stats I wanted. That cost me 13,250,000 in gold. 13.2 million and 65,500 high precision exchange components.
There's that word again.
The reality check.
Let's do this!
So here's the damage for just 2 incomplete weapons. 31 million in gold, 152,500 high precision exchange components. And I'm still not done. I've got a bunch of other weapons waiting to go through the same awful, painful process. Think the gold was the worst part? Nope.
It's not?
It's the hidden cost of those high precision exchange components. I just ran out of access and don't have enough components to craft more. Time to farm.
Yay.
Farming high precision exchange components. Let's talk about it because it's a long grind.
Yeah, that word. High precision exchange components. What the hell are these?
Well, they're basic material, and you get 29 of them by deconstructing level 100 weapons. So you need a bunch of weapons so that you can deconstruct them for those high precision exchange components, right? Well, I've tested all the top farms: Asylum, Outskirts, Caligo Ossuary, and Fortress. The best? It's the Asylum, where you can rack up 146 high precision exchange components per minute if you do it right. And by playing it right, I mean using all 8 of your lives in the boss room, letting yourself die by the boss over and over to amass as much weapons as possible in the shortest amount of time, all in a single spot. And that will give you 146 high precision exchange components per minute. If we pull out the calculator, that's roughly 6 hours of farming to gather enough components to craft 500 access. Well, remember, I walked up to the workbench with 1,542. That's 3 times that amount, and you saw how fast I spent that, and you saw how much gold was entailed. 30 plus million. So let's put this 500 access and 6 hours of farming into perspective. The process you saw me do here today, spending that 1,542 fine adjustment control access that I had in my inventory, it just took me a few minutes, but cost me over 17.6 hours of time if I grinded the Asylum for those parts. And that was just for 2 weapons. I'm not even finished with them. I came out incomplete. I didn't get what I was looking for. There's a harsh truth and a smarter strategy when it comes to your weapons. But trigger warning, it's sort of a compromise. So let me break into it. All this grind for a 1% damage difference. Okay, my rare level firearm damage stat is 11.2%. Well, on the bottom here, if you see, it says the ultimate caps at 12.2%. So let me ask you this question. Does that 1% sound like it's worth 30 million in gold and endless hours of grinding? Not to me. And I bet not to you either. But having a perfect build with one stat that's not perfect, it's like an itch you can't reach. I get it. I'm the same way. But here's the real takeaway. You need thousands, more like tens of thousands of these fine adjustment control access. The gold aside, because you're only getting 146 high precision exchange components per minute using the best farm, which is the Asylum, it's gonna take, not exaggerating, hundreds of hours of farming to get enough components to lock in all of those final stats on your weapons. There's just no way I can honestly recommend that to anybody. And the best farm would lead to Burnout Road before you even got anywhere near your goal. The best way to go about this system is just simply to prioritize your stat rolls. Focus on getting the most critical stat for your build first, then lock it in. Don't waste your resources chasing perfect stats on all 4 attributes, especially when a minor difference in rarity isn't going to make or break your performance. Before you head over to this bench, you need to already know what stats you're looking for. You're going to lock in your most important stats early and then keep re-rolling the rest and settle for near perfect when it makes sense. Because honestly, the extra 1% just isn't really worth it. Not 30 million, that's just crazy. No, go save your gold, save your sanity, and stop letting RNG ruin your day. Oh yeah, devs, fix this system, it's fucked. All right, postscript, because this is just too funny. This isn't even a good gotcha for microtransactions. What's funny is that they marked the fine adjustment control axis as popular. It costs you 25 caliber for 1. So to get 10, it costs 250. So $1 is 50 caliber. So 10 is $5. If you wanted to buy 160 of these, that's gonna cost you 4,000 caliber, which is $80 US. $80 US. I'm shocked at the cost of this. You saw how far those go. I had 1,542 and I spent them in minutes. What do you think 160 is gonna get for you? And would you pay $80 for that? It says popular, but I warn, do not buy these. What a waste of money, because RNG hurts in this system. It's the worst system in the game, hands down. I mean, if they really want people to spend money on this, they want to keep this system as it is and turn it into a gotcha microtransaction, then this definitely needs to be reworked. I'm talking like $20 for 4,000. Anything less just isn't worth it. I'm just gonna go ahead and go with my rare purple stat and sacrifice that 1% weapon damage difference. How about you? All right, Tux out. Thank you for hanging out with me. My name is Tuxedo Bandido. That's Tito Bandido.
One and only.
And this was another episode of The First Descendant. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, like, and turn on notifications to ensure you don't miss out on the fantastic experiences waiting for you in The First Descendant. And if you like videos like this, check out the one I have recommended for you right here. If you have anything you want to see covered, be sure to let me know in the comments below. And thank you to all the channel members and donors who make everything possible. Tux Nation wouldn't be without you.
When you buy or download anything for the First Descendant, be sure to use Tux's creator code to support the channel. Easy peasy.
Follow me.